So dear students, today we have to solve this problem to convert the TVP graph or TVP data into the ASTM and EFB data graph. Basically what we want to convert and what we want to know, for that thing we have the given data is TVP graph, that is the basic data or the TVP equations. So this is given and you have to find out for the whole cut basis, means TVP slope you have to find out, and with the help of TVP slope you can find out ASTM and EFB slope. Second is the TVP T50 mid volume percent, and with the help of TVP T50 you can find out ASTM and EFB T50 volume percent. Now so we'll discuss the first part. Let us do it. So for that thing, this is a given data, that is a TVP graph or TVP equations. So you can have any one of these or both of these, so better you can use the equations. So here y is given here in this form of x, where y is the temperature, that is as per the graph it is the y axis, temperature in degrees Celsius, and x is the volume percent distilled, that is the x axis in the graph. So our first step is TVP slope. We have to find out the TVP slope, and we know that how to find out. So for that thing, we simply, what we can do, we can just find out the T10 volume percent and T70 volume percent. So T10 and T70 volume percent, and with the help of this formula you can find out the T70 minus T10 upon 60, that's the simply the TVP slope. So T10 and T70 can be calculated with the help of the TVP equation. T70 is 145 degrees Celsius and T70 is 368 degrees Celsius. So with the help of formula you can find out. Then you can find out the TVP slope. So TVP slope will be 3.71 if you put these two values in this equation. So you will find the basically TVP slope. Now step 2 is the ASTM and EFB slope. So with the help of the TVP slope we can find out these two values. So ASTM slope can be find out by this equation, y is x power x cube x square, and EFB slope can be find out by these equations. In these two equations, y is the for ASTM it is a ASTM slope, for EFB it is a EFB slope, x is the TVP slope. So if you go for the ASTM, you will find the value of ASTM is 3.27, that is the degree per percentage, and if you go for the EFB slope, use the equations, you can find out the value is 2.26. So in this way we can complete the TVP slope, ASTM slope and EFB slope. Now the next part, that is T50. So TVP, ASTM and EFB T50. The first thing we have to calculate the TVP mid volume percent, that is a T50. So we have two names, either you can say T50 or you can say T mid volume percent by using the equations or graph. So I can use the equations. This is a value 299.3 degrees Celsius is the TVP 50 value with the help of equations. Now you can convert this TVP T50 into the ASTM by using this equation. So ASTM T50 is 1.05 into, simply multiply by 1.05, it gives the value 314 degrees Celsius. Now that is the important, how to calculate the EFB graph, T50. For that thing, the value is given here, but how you can calculate 280? Let us do the next slide. It requires slightly complex one, as not very simple as in the ASTM case. So this is the basically method to calculate that EFB T50 calculations. You have to use this graph. So in this graph, x-axis is given T50 volume point. So there are dotted lines and straight lines. So a straight line for TVP, these straight lines, and these are the slopes, means these are the TVP slopes values. The values is given 0.56, 1.67, 2.3.9, 4.4 and so on. And dotted line is for the ASTM slope. So this is ASTM, this one is ASTM, this one is ASTM, this one is ASTM and so on. And go for the x line. So if you are using the TP values, you have to follow the straight line. If you are using the ASTM values, you have to follow the dotted line. So I am going to use the TVP line. So we have first find out the T50 value of TVP. We know that it is a 299. So use 299, approximately 300. Then we have to go for the slope value. So we have to find out the slope value also, because we have already calculated the TP slope value. It comes around 3 point something. You can look here, the slope value of sorry, in the first one 3.71. so it is about 3.71. so it comes around here. If you put here like this one, so it arounds like this is the y-axis, but y-axis is not the exactly same value. This y-axis is the difference of T50 between the calculated, that is T50 of TVP and EFB. So these are two difference value. So difference value becomes 90. This TVP minus EFB is 90, and T50 of this value is given. So just this minus 19 gives the 280. So in this way you can find out the EFB of T50 using this graph and TVP values. So this is all about to convert. Now the next step in the problem, see here in the problem what I have discussed here. So basically in the problem, TVP slope is completed, T50 is completed, ASTM slope is completed, ASTM T50 is completed, EFB slope is completed, EFB T50 is completed. For the whole cuts, you have to repeat it again for a fraction of the whole crude, that is the cut 1 20 to 50 volume percent. So you have to do it by yourself. I will give you as assignment. There is one new thing that you require here is the TVP IBP and TVP FBP, initial boiling point and final boiling point, because this is a cut. The initial boiling point and final boiling point, you have to obtain the TVP from the graph, and obviously I have given the relationship between the ISTM IBP and TVP IBP and TVP FBP and ASTM FBP. So you can calculate it. Thank you very much.